Okay, YouTube. I know it's been a long time since we recorded, and I apologize, but things have been crazy out here. All right, so we had about a month of just crazy winds. And before that, we found a lump on Donna, and they thought it was breast cancer. And she ended up having to go in and have surgery and have that removed. And we found out it wasn't breast cancer, so that's good. So that took us back. That was almost a 5 or 6 week process, all total. And then with the winds, we just haven't been recording. So let me show you a few things that we've gotten done, and I'll show you where we're at now, because I think you guys will be excited. Okay, so the old camper's still sitting there. Picked Donna up a little car, a little Integra. A guy was selling this. He was trying to move out of state. He couldn't get rid of it, so he sold it to us for $300. So we picked up that little Integra for Donna. And then over there further, you can see we finally upgraded. Well, call it an upgrade. We picked up a trailer from a guy at work. He sold me this flatbed. It's 18 feet by 7 feet. $200 for that. So we're able to haul our IBC tote a lot better. It's a lot better on our truck too, because now we don't have to put it in the back of the truck. So it's a lot better on our truck. So yeah, so we got that. That's what's left of 20 ton of gravel. There's probably still a good 10 tons sitting there. So we got this little shed here. Donna works for the school, and apparently the wind caught this. It ripped the door off. It broke the corners. So they were just gonna pitch it. So we picked it up from them. It's a good little shed. This corner was half cracked, so we put a couple screws. And back here, this corner was cracked all the way down, so we ran some screws through it. Nice and solid now. Got it screwed into the solar here to kind of help hold it so it don't get blown apart again. And all we're storing in here is building materials for the house, which I haven't gotten to yet, but I'll show you. There's our Hyperadobe bags, water lines, things like that. We're just storing all that stuff in here for right now. Okay, so as you can see here, we have our little workstation set up. So what we're doing is, I don't even think you guys know that we dug the foundation for the house. Oh my God, let me get back to that. Okay, so bedroom, living room will be back in that corner. Kitchen will be back in that corner. That'll be a dining area right here. This will be the bathroom. This will be the utility room. Now I'll move my finger so it'll focus so you can see. So basically we got 25 feet by 45 feet this way. So about 1,125 square feet. We had a friend that let us use his backhoe. So we got all the footings dug. We got all the gravel put in the footings. I got a laser level, and we laser leveled everything. Got the gravel in here, got it all laser leveled. I know these aren't the straightest, but it doesn't matter because it's all going to be backfilled anyway. So besides that, it's all done. There's a good sized pile of dirt we got there. And of course there's one right here behind me, about 5-6 feet tall. It's not near enough for what we need to build the whole house. But anyway, so today we actually laid our first course on the front wall here. This is our first course. Right there we got the mixture. It's kind of a trial and error thing. We got the mixture a little wet, and we ended up going through it with the tamper. So we've, as you can see, since fixed that issue. All right, so that's our first course on the front wall. That's the only thing we've gotten done. We got this wall done, and we got this wall done. Like I said, this will be our utility room. This will be the bathroom. So we did get that first wall down. What else have we done? So we used to have our water line. So our water line is right here. That's a mess because it's all wrapped in insulation. We've been tearing it off as we go. But that's the main water line that feeds the camper. So we had our 1-inch PEX ran from that standpipe underground all the way up to our tank there. And of course that got right through the house, which was done purposely because this was going to be the utility room right here on this corner. But we actually flipped the house. So we ended up having to redo everything. So we had to bring the water line out and then extend it here and then reconnect there. And this is all temporary. Once we get the house done, the water line will probably stay about where it is there. And we'll dig it down a foot, and then it's going to come across and then it'll go right over into the utility room back there. So that's the plan with that. So we're getting started. We are getting started. Pretty excited about that. We are going to have the buttresses on the corners. There's a buttress back on that corner. There will be a buttress on this wall. We're supposed to have them every 10 to 12 feet. Then there'll be a big one here. This will be about a 5-foot one. It'll stair step because the main door going into the house is going to be right about here, and it's going to be a 6-foot French door. So we are going to have a good sized buttress here. About 2 feet up, we'll flatten it out and then stair step it. That we got like a bench there. Then we got some buttresses back here on this side. We got one there, and then we didn't put any here because we've got an interior wall. And from what I'm reading and being told, the interior wall will also act as a buttress once it's tied in with that wall. So we're not worried about that. And we'll have a buttress there, one out, and then we've got, you know, the cross buttress here. And then nothing on this wall again because we got an interior wall here. And then on these buttresses, our plan is we're going to bring these out 4 feet each way. And then once we get up to grade, we're going to put about 2 feet high. We'll have an arch buttress connecting these two together, and it'll only be about 2 foot tall. And we'll backfill that with dirt. We can kind of use the corners as a planter. So kind of break up the look a little bit. So yeah, so that's what's going on. We got, I think, 30 or 40 bags of cement there that we're mixing with our dirt. So now let me get back over here. So this is the first thing that happens. So the first thing we got to do is take this dirt and sift it down to a 1/4 inch. Our son works for a quarry. These are their shaker screens, and these are the ones that are bad that they can't use. So we got a 1/4 inch shaker screen here. Basically, take a shovel of dirt, throw it on the screen, break it down to 1/4 inch stuff. Anything that's bigger than a 1/4. Anything that's bigger than a 1/4 won't go through, obviously. So when you get stuff like this, which is just hard clay, you basically do this. But what we've been doing is taking a rubber ball and just beating this stuff up. Because as long as it's smaller than a 1/4, we're good to go. And something like that is what we do. All right. So then you end up with this dirt. So then we take this dirt, and the below grade, we're using a little heavier concrete mix. So what we're doing is 12 scoops of dirt go into the cement mixer, along with 4 to 5 scoops of cement going in with the dirt. And you just get it just barely damp, and then it goes into the bags. And as we fill the bag, well, not the bag, it's a tube. As we fill the tube, we use the tamper and we flatten it all out all the way down and nice and level. So it's a lot of work, but I think the payoff will be worth it in the end. Gonna have nice, you know, 16-inch thick walls. Things that we've read and again and been told is a lot of people that have these don't even need air conditioning or heat. All right, so other than that, onto the chickens, I guess. There's the chickies. They're still doing good. Hi, girls. Hi, Larry. Chickens are all still doing good. We got them, probably can't see it through there. We did give them a little, got them a swimming pool so they can stay cool. They've been drinking out of it, so we've just been using it as their water tank too. Still putting out 2-3 eggs a day. Threw a tarp over this because it is getting hot here. So we threw a tarp over the top here to give them a shady area. They seem to appreciate that. One other thing we were doing is we was testing the ability of using earth and concrete in the house rather than just pure concrete. And this area right here in front of the chicken coop, pack rats kept wanting to dig under here, so we actually went ahead and tried some earth and concrete here. And as you can see, this stuff's just hard as a rock. So this is like 3 parts Portland and I think 8 parts dirt. And it's done a really good job. So I think that's what we're gonna end up using in the house for the floor, because it's all gonna be covered anyway with carpet or tile or something. So we came clear down to here with it, and it's working really well. Okay, so other than that, this is just my scrap pile. We need a lot of cleats to tie the door frames into the Hyperadobe bags. So any scraps that I find when I'm working out on the interstate, picking up rubber or whatever, any scraps of lumber I find, I grab and bring home. I know it kind of looks trashy, but all of this stuff will be used, because this is exactly what we need, is these kind of cleats. And I found a bunch of these, I think 3 or 4 of these big 4x6s laying here. So we got those. Some pallets, which we'll use plenty of pallet wood. So a lot of this stuff that we're doing is, you know, it's just repurposing stuff that we've been finding. So, and we found a lot of stuff. I've got a ton of plywood that I've been finding out on the interstate. Here's some here. Some pretty good sized pieces. We got a nice little stack going on back there. As for the solar, it's been working beautiful. Ain't even nothing to talk about there. It's doing its thing, keeps us charged up all night long. No issues there. We did get a cooler finally, rather than running that central air all year this year like we did last year. Not that it cost us anything, because it's running off the solar anyway, but we did get a window cooler, and we've been running that, and it keeps it 71 degrees in there all day long. It's been doing a great job. So we did put that in the window. We did get internet. I don't know if you guys know that or not, but we did get internet up on the mountain up there. Try to zoom in on it for you. I don't know if you can see that satellite dish right there. So that satellite dish bounces off of a receiver down in Bisbee, Arizona, which is about 50 miles from here. So it bounces off of that tower, comes to this, and this tower bounces down into our dish, or our little receiver there, and then gives us internet. So we're doing about 10 to 15 up, and usually 50 to 70 down, which is pretty good. It's not bad. So this is another solar panel that a couple buddies at work found. They found this sitting on the side of the road, so they gave it to me. Puts out 48 volts. That's going to be put to use once the house is done. And I think I showed you guys that we actually did expand our solar. We got 6 more panels, another charge controller, and a couple more batteries. So we are up to 12 panels now. I want to add 6 more, and then I'll be happy. But these are doing great right now. 6 were doing fine. We just added 6 more in prep for the house, but we were doing fine with just the 6 we had. So yeah, so there's that. Other than that, I built a picnic table one day because we was really bored. So we did build a picnic table out of scrap lumber that we had laying around. Nice and solid. Other than that, I think that's about it. All right, so that's about it for now. We'll definitely be doing some more videos now that everything's calmed down a little bit. And we'll keep you guys up to date on our progress on the house.